Welcome into the Chiefs Report. I am Harrison Graham. If you're coming in from our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, you know we're taking a look at the draft today. We'll get to 3 prospects I think the Chiefs should target in round 1 in just a moment. But first, did want to outline Mel Kiper Jr.'s latest mock draft. He has the Chiefs going offensive line in round 1. Cesar Ruiz, the interior offensive lineman out of Michigan. He can play some guard, can play some center, has some good versatility. He's got Ruiz to Kansas City with pick number 32. A little rich for my liking. I think he's more of a top 40, top 45 player, so it's a little rich for me, but it does fill a need for the Kansas City Chiefs. There are some other interior offensive linemen the Chiefs could snag, maybe in round 2 or round 3. Cushenberry and Hennessy, probably round 2 guys. Jonah Jackson and Robert Hunt, probably more in that round 3 range. Really good offensive tackle class. There's 4 or 5 of them that are going to go in the first round. Not a ton of interior linemen that are going to go in round 1, but good depth, good day 2 players like a Ruiz, like a Cushenberry. So taking him in round 1, a little rich for me for Ruiz, but you could do a whole lot worse if you are the Kansas City Chiefs. I have interior offensive line is my 3rd biggest need right now for Kansas City. Obviously, they brought back Mike Pennell. I think you're good on that defensive line for the most part now. I don't have that as a need. Cornerback and linebacker remain the top 2 needs for me. You know, you got to get help on in your secondary if you are Kansas City. Wide receiver, running back, you know, you could upgrade there certainly, especially if you lose Sammy Watkins. You could try to replace him. But for the most part, the Chiefs are pretty good there. I would look at those top 3 areas: quarterback, linebacker, and interior offensive line. Who do you want the Chiefs to select in the first round of the NFL draft? Any prospect. That's reasonable, of course. They're not going to trade up and get Joe Burrow. They've got their quarterback, and Joe Burrow's going number 1 overall. They're not going to get, Andrew Thomas, the number 1 tackle in this draft. So be reasonable. But who do you want the Chiefs to select in the first round? Go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. And while you're doing that, you should take advantage of this Mahomes jersey sale with our partner Fanatics. Guys, this is crazy. Less than $60 right now. This deal, it's only going to last for today. So use promo code SPROUT after you log in at chatsports.com/Mahomes jersey. That link will get you to the Fanatics page. You get straight to this jersey sale. You pick your size, boom, plug in the promo code SPROUT. It's going to be less than $60. Chatsports.com/Mahomes jersey. Check the link in the comments. It'll be in the description. It makes it easy for you guys. You just click on it and you get there and you can purchase these jerseys today. So let's get to 3 players the Chiefs should target in round 1, starting with Clemson wide receiver Tee Higgins. We've talked about him briefly before. I think I mocked him on my last Chiefs 7-round mock draft to Kansas City. He gives this offense a different look. Big body wide receiver. He can stretch the field. He wins often on 50-50 jump ball situations. He's a physical player. He can high point the football really, really well. And it would give the Chiefs a different look at wide receiver. Obviously, you're probably not drafting a receiver in round 1 unless you cut Sammy Watkins. So that would that kind of goes without saying. But if you bring him in, 6'4", 220, more of a vertical threat, a guy Mahomes can just throw the ball up to, that is, exciting to match with the Tyreek Hill, with McCole Hardman. Very productive at Clemson, obviously played with Trevor Lawrence, who's going to be the 2021 number 1 overall pick, barring something surprising. Really good player, almost 20 yards a catch this past season, but he's been really good these past 2 years. That's why he's one of the top receivers in the NFL draft. Some people think he could drop to round 2. I like him as a fringe round 1 guy. I would be more than comfortable taking him at number 32. I would also be comfortable taking Jalen Reagor, the speedster out of TCU, late in the first round. But I think the Chiefs, they've got Tyreek Hill. They've got McCole Hardman. I think for Kansas City, Tee Higgins makes more sense because it's a different wrinkle. It's a different look. Sure, you can't get enough speed, and Reagor would be great in this offense. But I like the idea of a physical wide receiver, a possession receiver who has more than enough speed and can offer maybe some red zone ability as well. So I'm typing my H for Tee Higgins, but go ahead and let me know H for Higgins or R for Reagor. Then while you're doing that, why don't you go ahead and hit that red subscribe button? Do you want a 7-round mock draft? If you do, got to subscribe. Got to get more subscribers to do a full mock draft. We've done 1 or 2 so far. Would like to do another one, but got to get enough subs to do so. So go ahead and hit that red button. Links down below, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Get enough subs on this video, I'll probably release a mock draft sometime next week. Next player here, I've got Jeff Gladney. I'm sorry, I got the TCU guys mixed up as we go from Tee Higgins to Jeff Gladney. Physical cornerback. You guys know cornerback is a need. He could play nickel. He could play outside, plays bigger than his size. He takes pride in playing man-to-man coverage. I watched this guy a lot at TCU. I'm a TCU alum, watched almost every snap of his career. He is very, very good in press coverage, is willing to mix things up. He's a good playmaker. I like him a lot. I think he could be your week 1 starting nickelback next year if you want to go that route, with the ability to play outside as well. 14 pass breakups. He's a willing tackler. Teams did not throw at him because he just did not give up completions. That is the bottom line. Jeff Gladney, really good cornerback. I would love to see him in a Chiefs uniform. But we've talked about corner. We've talked about linebacker. What is a bigger need for the Kansas City Chiefs? Type CB for cornerback, type LB for linebacker. I think you could go either way. I think if there's a really good corner and a really good linebacker available at pick number 32, I think you just pick one and go with it. I think corner is a bigger need, but I think it's really, really close. You could certainly justify taking a linebacker like a Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma, who's my number 1 target here. I just think he's a perfect modern-day linebacker. I like what he brings to the table. He's a really, really good player, the linebacker out of Oklahoma. Good tackler, willing tackler, modern-day linebacker, has good speed. I like what he brings to the table. He had 27 tackles in a game against Army a couple of years ago. He's really, really good. I think he would be an upgrade over a guy like Damian Wilson for this Chiefs linebacking core. I like Kenneth Murray. I like Jeff Gladney. I like Tee Higgins. I like all of these players. I just love Kenneth Murray's production. He reminds me of Corey Littleton, over 100 tackles each of the past 2 years. Also had 4 sacks in 2019 as well. The tackles for loss, that's really good production. He's really good at anticipating plays. He can play in coverage, as you see, with the 4 pass breakups. I like him a lot. He is one of my favorite prospects in the 2020 NFL draft. Who is your favorite prospect in this year's draft? If I had to pick one, it's still Chase Young. Obviously, the Chiefs are not going to be able to draft Chase Young, which is unfortunate. But when you win the Super Bowl, it's all good in the end. Chase Young is my favorite prospect. Go ahead and let me know who your favorite prospect is in the comments down below. And just to recap here, my 3 players I think the Chiefs should target in round 1. I want to go wide receiver with Tee Higgins, cornerback Jeff Gladney, and then linebacker Kenneth Murray. I think all of these 3 players would fill a need and be very, very good with the Chiefs. We'll see what happens in April's NFL draft.